So let's take a bit of an exploration here for negative exponents. We're going to rely on working down. We're going to rely on knowledge of characteristics of exponents, that is, understanding what's the base, what's the exponent, what's the power, and we'll work with a division of powers here as well. So if you need to brush up on those skills, make sure you do so, otherwise some pieces of this video might be a little bit confusing. But we're working right here. We have x to the power of 5, and we remember x to the power of 5 is just x times itself 5 times. And then we're taking this and we're dividing it by x to the power of 3, which we remember is x times itself 3 times. We're working right here, and we recognize, hang on, there's an x divided by an x. Well, x divided by x is just 1. And x divided by x is just 1. X divided by x is just 1. So really, in total, what I'm working with here is 1 times 1 times 1 times x times x. Well, I know 1 times 1 times 1 is just 1 itself. That's not affecting my expression here. I'm working with just x times x, and that is x squared. This is a refresher of our division of exponents, where we understand right here that 3 of our x's are canceling out. We can only cancel 3 of the x's because there are only 3 in the denominator. They'll cancel 3 of them from the numerator, leaving us with just 2 x's remaining. So I'll ask you, try out that same process, take any shortcuts you would like, and try and come up with right here what x to the power of 3 divided by x to the power of 5 would come out to. Pause the video here, and I will go through it in 3 seconds here, where we recognize right here we have 3 x's in our numerator, 5 x's in our denominator. Now that leaves us with, again, 3 x's being canceled out, but this time our remaining x's are sitting in the denominator. So I'm working here with 1 times 1, that's times 1, that's just 1 in our numerator, divided by x times x, that is x squared in our denominator. So if I have more x's in my denominator, I end up with x's in the denominator of my answer. X to the power of 3 divided by x to the power of 5 simplifies to 1 over x squared. Well, let's use our division of powers as a shortcut. Remember, from the start, we could have, and this is from a previous lesson, we could have just taken this as x to the power of 5 minus 3, which is x to the power of 5 minus 3. That's x to the power of 2. So I didn't really need to cancel all these out unless I am emphasizing for the reasoning why I'm behind that. Now, if we go and take that shortcut over here, remember, it's the exponent in the numerator that I will start with before I subtract whatever my exponent in the denominator is. So I'm working over here. I have x to the power of 3 minus 5. Right now, 3 minus 5, well, that's a 2, except what kind of a 2? It's a negative 2. So if I'm working here with x to the power of 3 divided by x to the power of 5, that's really x to the power of negative 2. And this might be the first time we've seen negative exponents. And hopefully the lesson we can take away here is these two are equivalent. Right? We have 1 over x squared, which came from the exact same thing that that x to the power of negative 2 came from. So if we want to write our powers with positive exponents, and we start off with them as negative exponents, we're going to need to work with a fraction. Likewise, if we want negative exponents, not that we will do that very often, but if we want negative exponents, we can take something from a denominator and put it into a numerator there. So I'll encourage you here, try it out. Try out 3 to the power of 6 divided by 3 to the power of 2. Try writing with a positive exponent over here. Try writing with a negative exponent right here. And I will put up, if you pause the video here, try those out in 3 seconds, you'll see the answer for the first one. And there we are. We have 3 to the power of 4 right here. Again, we're working down. In 3 more seconds, you'll see the answer to writing x to the power of negative 5 with a positive exponent, where we have taken the same shortcut taken a shortcut to what we did in the past, where we worked down and were able to keep the exponent the same, but write it in the denominator of our fraction underneath a 1. In 3 seconds, you will see how we can write 1 over 1 over 5 to the power of 7 with a negative exponent. So try it out on your own here. And there we are. We have 5 to the power of negative 7. So hopefully at this point you're feeling a little bit more comfortable having explored what happens when we have negative exponents.